This is David Torres, broker associate with Compass. Welcome back to my real estate channel. This is my home buying series where I break down the process of buying a home in 8 simple steps. We are now on step 5, so stay tuned and I'm going to cover the escrow process of this timeline. All right, so starting with step 5 is the escrow process. I'm going to break down your typical timeline of an escrow, which is anywhere from 30 to 45 days on average, right? So what you could expect on day 1, your offer has officially been accepted, which is exciting news, right? We're getting that much closer towards the finish line of becoming a homeowner. So escrow officially opens once your offer is accepted, and then the clock starts ticking on your contingency timeline. So your 3 contingencies as a buyer, for example, are typically your appraisal contingency, inspection contingency, and your loan contingency. Just to give an example, loan contingency period could be 21 days. It also depends on what kind of market you're in, how aggressive you wrote the offer, but those are typically your main 3 contingencies that you have as a buyer, right? So the clock starts ticking on those. On day 2, that's a good time to contact your insurance agent to start discussing homeowners insurance. And then on day 3, your EMD, which is also known as your earnest money deposit, your initial deposit that you're going to put into escrow for the home, that is due typically by the 3rd day, or depending on what you agreed on the terms of the contract. Anywhere from day 1 through 17, you have the seller is going to be providing disclosures for the property. That's also, if you have an inspection contingency, the contingencies will be done within that time period. Within the day 1 through 21, your loan is going through the underwriting process with the lender. Great lenders will be contacting you and updating you where you're at on the process with that from day 1, typically through the finish line. And again, this is just a broad estimate. This doesn't cover all transactions. Again, it depends on the market and how aggressive your offer was written, what the terms are, right? But anywhere from day 7 and between day 7 and day 30, you could expect the seller to sign the grant deed. And if they have staging within that time frame, the staging will be removed from the property, and the seller's getting pretty much to the point where they're starting to finalize packing everything if they're still living in the house. Now, for most transactions, again, not all, but most transactions, depending on your market, what kind of market you're in, how you wrote your offer, during that last week of your 30 to 45 days, you're typically going to be signing your closing documents and your loan docs. And after you sign that, you're going to wire, if any funds, the final funds needed to close on your property to escrow. Right now, you're literally at the finish line on getting the keys for your first home. So what happens is right after you have sent your funds, if any are required, the escrow officer in charge and your agent will be able to communicate this with you and coordinate everything. Will verify that the funds are in escrow, everything they need, all the paperwork they need. Then what they'll do is they'll fund everything and then they'll record. Once your property is recorded, you will be notified by your agent or the escrow officer or however it's going to be handled for your transaction that you have officially recorded escrow. That means you're done. The house is sold, and now you can make arrangements with your agent to meet at your home and get the keys for your property. That is the entire escrow process broken down in simple steps. Of course, there's bullet points and more details, and I would love to share those with you. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly or drop a comment below. And if you like the content, hit that like button for me and make sure you subscribe to the real estate channel so we could get this information to more people that need it, such as yourself, friends, and family. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with step 6 of the home buying process.